Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about how to live healthily, how to build your immune system, and I want you to build a healthy lifestyle, healthy body so that you can go out there and conquer the world, make $1 million. Without a healthy self, you cannot really succeed. So that's what we're going to talk about. This is episode number 1.
Hello, Tom. I know about your success, about your YouTube channel. I am sure that you are going to be expanding and growing more and more. Saludos, Tomás.
So first of all, I like to say that during the lockdown, maybe 6 weeks to 2 months, I lost about 11 kilograms. I'm making some hot water, that's why there's a bit of sound, but I lost 11 kilograms. And I'm currently at 67 kilograms. And I have never weighed this much since probably 2011 when I first came to Vietnam. I was probably around 65 when I first came to Vietnam. And because I was eating quite unhealthily, I was drinking Coke and Red Bull and having 7-Eleven sandwiches every day. I have a lot of sugar, I have a lot of rice, noodle, bread. And my weight just keeps on adding up. About 2 months ago, I was about 78 kilograms. I even made a video about that and I show you my weight. And as of today, I'm at 67 and I plan to get to 65. And I did it without starving myself. I don't do much exercise aside from fucking all night. So how did I do it? And today I want to share that with you. And I want to tell you how to live healthily. The problem of my weight gain comes from not living healthily. Instant coffee. I'm not saying this is good for you, but I kind of need it. Lesson number 1, sugar is your worst enemy. Notice I'm not adding any sugar in this, right? Let's start with why people eat so much sugar. It all started in the United States back in the 70s. Some scientists say that fat is bad for you. Animal fat, cow fat, pig fat is bad for you. They give you heart attack, they give you cholesterol, they make you die. The world listened to that and they stopped eating fat or they tried to reduce it. All the manufacturers that make food, they pay careful attention to make sure they don't put too much fat in their product. They make an intentional decision to remove fat. But when you remove fat from your food, it's simply not as delicious. So what they do is they add sugar in. They add a lot of sugar in. And so people start eating a lot of sugar. And since then, we saw what happened in North America. People got really, really fat. When you go to North America, especially if you go into the suburbs, you see people that are massive. And that's from sugar consumption. The things I'm going to tell you, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Meaning that I want you to do your own research. Don't just listen to what I say, because I'm not a doctor and I'm not a nutritionist. I'm saying you should not 100% trust me, but do your own research. But if you do your own research, you'll know what I say is correct. A lot of people have this misconception that fat is bad and sugar is okay, but sugar is actually not okay. Sugar exists in the form of sweets. When you eat candy, when you eat donut, when you eat something sweet, it's sugar. And also sugar exists in great quantities in rice, in bread, in noodle, in potato. Anything starchy comes with a lot of sugar. Those things don't taste sweet, but when they go into your body, they convert into sucrose, which is sugar. They increase the blood sugar level. So there's a lot of sugar in your blood. When you have a lot of sugar in the blood, what does the body do? You see, our body is very smart. Our body then chooses to store that sugar because there's too much sugar, cannot use it. So what does the body do? Let's store that sugar and it turns into fat. It tries to store all that sugar into your cells and that's how you become fat. Fat is okay. I don't care about being fat. I have no self-image. I don't care what people think of me. But the thing is, when you have a lot of sugar in your body, it becomes a chronic disease. We're talking about type 2 diabetes. How does that come about? Because when you have so much fat in your cells, you cannot put more fat into the cells, the body sends out more insulin. Insulin is the messenger that tells the body to store more sugar into fat. But the cells in your body are saying, no, please, no more. We cannot store more sugar into fat, okay? But the body says, no, but what am I going to do with all this sugar? I will make more insulin, so I will push more sugar into fat. That's how people got really fat, really fat, really fat. And then it turns into diabetes, type 2. Because once the body produces so much insulin, the cells stop responding to the insulin. You become insulin resistant. One day, your body will just lose control. It will no longer listen to the insulin anymore. And that's when you become diabetic. Your blood sugar level is always high and you cannot control it. That's a chronic disease and people die from it. And also, the whole idea of fat is bad, sugar is okay, is wrong. Because now we have new scientific research showing us that actually animal fat is good. This whole idea about saturated fat is totally wrong. The whole idea we have about cholesterol is totally wrong. And this has been proven in scientific studies. I'm not going to go dig for it, but you can go Google yourself. A lot of this theory about cholesterol and saturated fat is wrong. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know about this. They are still using information from the 1970s. Think that animal fat is bad. But actually, animal fat is actually good for you. Because you have animal fat. Animal fat is natural, whereas sugar is really bad. There are some really bad sugar as well. If you drink Coca-Cola, that is a fructose corn syrup. It's a high fructose corn syrup. And that is really bad for you. Well, every time you see fructose, you should think alcohol. This thing here, alcohol. You know alcohol is bad for you. But when you drink fructose syrup, that thing is equal to alcohol. The only difference is that you don't get drunk. When you drink a Coca-Cola, you don't get drunk. But the liver, your liver, is trying to process that fructose. It sees this as a poison, it tries to get rid of it. That's why when you drink a lot of alcohol, you have liver damage. If you drink too much Coca-Cola, you get the same thing. Because the body treats it like alcohol. The only difference is you don't get drunk. I'm saying sugar is a poison. Sugar can actually destroy your health. Not quickly, it will destroy your health slowly. It's a chronic disease. When you have too much sugar, you get diabetic and you have a lot of inflammation. You're gonna suffer in your later lives because there's too much sugar in your diet. I knew this for a very long time, but because of my high workload, because of my busy lifestyle, I'm always looking for something fast, something easy to eat. But those things are not good for me. Because of the lockdown, and because I think some girl complained about my fatness when she was writing me, so I was like, okay, maybe it's time to make this change. We're in a lockdown, let's choose to eat healthy. So I removed all sugar from my diet. I'm not telling you to do that, everybody's body is different. But for me, the right thing was to remove all sugar from my diet. I removed rice, noodle, bread, potato, anything sugary, anything sweet, even like fruit. Definitely no Coca-Cola. I remove all of that from my diet. I only eat meat and animal fat and a little bit of vegetables. Every day I only eat maybe 2 meals, one at lunch, 12 o'clock, one at 6 o'clock, 2 meals a day. Trust me, I'm full. I'm never hungry. I eat as much as I want, never hungry. When you eat meat, you feel satiated. You never get hungry. The food is actually good. I get the best grass-fed beef. I get salmon. I get all kinds of really good stuff and made really well. It's delicious and I eat really well. I only use naturally produced products. I use butter. I don't use cooking oil. In 2 months, I lost 11 kilograms. Mind you, I don't exercise other than like fucking all night. I don't starve myself. And just by eating healthy, I lost 11 kilograms. I have never felt this energetic before. And you know me, I'm like full of energy. And I have even more energy now. It's like everywhere I look, I just want to fuck everything that moves. Oh, so much energy. It's also my clarity, the brain. Oh, it's so much more clear. My brain's functioning much better than 2 months ago. It was already functioning really good, but now it's like, whoa. It's like 150% improvement. So I'm saying sugar is really your enemy. I'm not saying that you remove sugar entirely from your diet. Again, everybody's body is different. But I would suggest that you look at your sugar intake, how much rice you eat, how much bread you eat, how much noodle you eat, how much sugary stuff you eat, and try to cut it back and see if that makes a positive change for you. If you're overweight, you have too much weight, then that's definitely what I would recommend first. But if you're not overweight. If you're normal, please don't try to go into a diet because that's stupid. Keep a healthy weight is important. Don't go underweight as well. Today's lesson is about sugar and how that is a poison to your body. And sugar truly is a poison. When you have too much of it, you have disruption to your metabolism, meaning that your body becomes insensitive to insulin and you become diabetic. And you can never control your blood sugar level again. And that happens to a lot of people who are diabetic. Lesson number 1, be careful with sugar. Take some fucking action and don't be a fucktard.